In today's video, guys, we're going to be breaking down and walking you through a live 8-figure brand ad account of how we're spending over $100,000 a week on Facebook ads extremely profitably. I'm going to pull back the curtain on the ad account structure, the account optimization, the creatives that are winning and losing, how we scale to $100,000 a week in spend, the results themselves, what we learned from this experience, and what you guys can take away as well. So without further ado, let's pull back the ad account and dive right on into this. Okay guys, welcome to the ad account here. So this is going to be, again, like I said, something that majority of people will never see in their lives, as this brand is doing multi 8 figures a year, right? And what I mean by that is multi 8 figures, they're doing over $20 million a year in revenue, and we're managing their marketing. And specifically right now, obviously what we're going to be doing is breaking down how we are spending for them over $100,000 a week on Facebook ads extremely profitably. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the results up here. So in the last 7 days, you can see we have quite a few different accounts, but I'll break that down as to why we do. The last 7 days, $110,000 return on ad spend, $267,000 return, and $76,000 return. And ad spend last 14 days, $210,000, $500,000 in revenue, and then last 30 days, just over $400,000 in 30 days. So just over $100,000 basically a week, and we generated $1.1 million. So the last 30 days, guys, we spent just over $100,000 a week, around $110,000 every single week, with a $1.1 million return for this brand, 2.5x return on ad spend, and a $19 cost per acquisition. So the first thing I want you guys to notice here, I'm going to move myself out of the way, is the different types of campaigns here. So obviously we have quite a bit of blurred out campaigns here, guys. I'm going to explain that why in a minute, but we have our main prospecting campaign in an ABO here. So as you can see on the spend here in the last 30 days, if I were to actually break this down by spend, our top 2 performing campaigns or by spend are actually going to be our Advantage Plus campaign, which is performing extremely well, and our regular ABO prospecting campaign. So let's go ahead and break this down before we do. So what I want you guys to notice here is we have a prospecting DCT, right? So this is where we're doing a lot of our dynamic creative tests, so we can actually figure out what type of creatives are working at scale, right? We're spending, $100,000 a week, guys. We need to be testing a lot of creatives. Advantage Plus campaign. So this is what we're doing. Once we find the winning creatives, we're throwing these creatives into this specific campaign. And same thing with the ABO prospecting, which once we have a good amount of data in terms of a specific creative, we load this up in here and we have a little bit more control in terms of spending the majority of our spend here. And then lower, we have a remarketing DPA campaign. So the brand that we're working with does have a lot of SKUs, so really important to actually have this in place. Now, a lot of people go, well, why do we even have retargeting campaigns in place, right? So like, why don't we just not have the exclusions there? Totally understand where you're coming from, and we actually don't have exclusions in a lot of our top of funnel targeting. But the main point here is, like I said, this brand has a ton of different SKUs, especially on the retargeting side. It really is beneficial for us to use a DPA campaign, as it performs honestly probably the best on the account by just a little bit, right? A 3x return on ad spend, which is awesome. And then you can see, as we have a remarketing CBO, which is just, again, specifically allowing us to target different areas of the funnel. So let's open those up individually. Remarketing CBO, we're targeting website visitors 30 days, initiate checkout 30 days, add to cart last 30 days. You can see the performance doing quite well. As on the creative side, you can see the different number of creatives. We have around 24 different style creatives in here, but just the last 30 days, kind of spending the majority on a few winning video ads here, which are performing quite well. And again, that's on our remarketing ads. You can see, like, if I open this up in here, these are actually quite old ads, right? Last time these were edited were March 19th of 2022. And then, so obviously we're uploading a lot more new ads into there, but not too frequently, right? These are just like some remarketing ads on the bottom of funnel, and, celebrating our 1-year anniversary and multiple year anniversary, things like that. And then we go into the other remarketing campaign, right? The DPA, if I pull that up, you can see we're targeting add to cart 180, 130, and view content. And this is performing extremely well as well over those last 30 days. But again, in terms of the majority of the budget, you can see in terms of spend, these are not too high in terms of our list on spend. The majority of our spend is going to these prospecting campaigns and these other separated campaigns here. Now, what are these? I have these blurred out due to privacy reasons. Guys, these are our white labeled advertising campaigns. So we're working with different creators with each different one of these campaigns, and you can see how well they're performing. spending. Why this is allowing us to spend so much more is because, again, even if we just were spending around like maybe $200,000 over that last period, just on the white labeling ads alone, guys, if I were to just grab those, we spent over $131,000 on white label advertising in the last 30 days, which again has really allowed us to beef up the return, 2.5x return on ad spend, which is super beneficial. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Then one other thing, guys, to keep in mind here is inside of our Advantage Plus campaign, again, single ad sets. You open that up, we just have some of our top performing creatives in here, and these are performing extremely well with a 2.46 return on ad spend. And then if we look inside of our prospecting campaign, guys, this is where we are doing the majority of the testing. So we have a ton of live different ad sets in here. They're quite broad. We have different UGC ad sets in here, but very broad as the products are quite different. You can see the different budgets are sort of testing. We have, budgets as high as around $500 a day, I believe. This doesn't come up properly there, but yeah, you can see we have a few budgets at like $500 a day in here. We have around active, probably around 40 different ad sets in here. And within each individual ad set, depending on, they're specific to a collection or something like that. But generally we're going to have like probably 4 to 5 different ads in each different collection. You can see why, right? It allows Facebook to spend a little bit more and diversify the ad spend. And you can see, so these are all different ads, right? This is a UGC creative refresh. We just have a few ads in here. If I go back, different UGC creator, right? Which, just making sure like which ads are performing the best in terms of individual ad sets, because a lot of these are on broad targeting. As you can see, we're actually just more so testing the individual creative itself. And a lot of these are performing extremely well. And these are the UGCs that our team actually went ahead and made as well. So it's really cool to see the performance. If I actually sort them by performance, some of them are some of our summer collections, some collabs. And again, the main point here, guys, as you can see, there's quite a large variety of moving parts on this ad account, and that does tend to happen when you're spending $100,000 a week. Let's look at some of the KPIs really quickly as we wrap up this video, right? So right now we're averaging around a 3.2% unique click-through rate. Super important. Bare minimum, we're looking to have a 1% click-through rate. So you can see on some of the white label ads, we do sort of have like a 1, 1.3, 1.2, and some of our remarketing campaigns, or even the prospecting campaigns, we actually have like an over a 3x, a 3% unique click-through rate, which is awesome, right? It means every 3 of 100 people on average are clicking on our ads. Now, CPMs for this brand are extremely cheap. How? We're using a lot of broad targeting, like I mentioned. So $7 CPM over those last 30 days with 430,000 spent. We actually got in front of 7 million people, and we actually got in front of 56 million impressions, which is 8x frequency, not bad. It's getting a little bit high, but that's honestly okay considering the number of different creatives that we're testing. And then we're obviously just sort of funneling our way backwards in terms of making sure that the conversion rate is working well for the brand on this website, and then we're maintaining our KPIs. To let you guys know a little bit further, the KPI for this brand is actually a break-even 1.8x return on ad spend. So when we're spending $430,000 in 30 days at a 2.5x return on ad spend, this brand is generating upwards of $15 to $20 profit on every single order that we brought in. And over those last 30 days, we brought in 22,000 different purchases. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the pullback of an 8-figure ad account. Let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see in further videos or more breakdowns like this. I'd love to pull back maybe some smaller ad accounts spending, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month in ad spend as opposed to, a couple $100,000 a week. And maybe that would be a little bit more relatable and something you guys could implement. But with that being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with maybe a brand owner or someone in the marketing space that if they would enjoy this video. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.